All right, here we are with our digestive system demo, and even at home, you guys, we gotta do safety first. So, I just had this little biohazard suit laying around, old homecoming costume, so thought it would be appropriate. All right, so we are going to go from mouth to anus with this digestive system demo, and then with the grand finale, make and poop in the toilet. All right, so here we go. I've got my lovely lunch here. Some peanut butter sandwich, some Cheez-Its, and milk. So first step of digestion is ingestion. I'm gonna do that process in my mouth. First step, chewing your food or mastication. So we're gonna take our sandwich and chew it up using my teeth. In particular, teeth that are really good at cutting up food are incisors. So my scissors represent that. And man, oh man, is peanut butter sandwiches chewy. So I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of milk along with this process to sort of help it all go down a little bit. So I would be chewing and eating my sandwich. My molars are really great at grinding my food down into a mushy pulp. That's not all I'm having for lunch. I'm gonna enjoy some Cheez-Its as well that my incisors and molars would help ingest. All of this is happening in my oral cavity in my mouth. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my milk as I continue this process of ingestion. Now, once you chew your food up enough and you are producing a lot of saliva or salivary amylase, it is going to begin the first steps of chemical digestion in your mouth. Our salivary amylase is really good at breaking down sugars and carbohydrates. So the sugars in here, the chips, this is what you wear, safety gear guys, your chips, your peanut butter jelly sandwich, your the jelly, the sugars, all of that are going to be starting chemical digestion in the mouth. When it comes time to swallow or deglutination, we are going to use another accessory organ, our tongue, to push this food into our second step of the digestive tract, the esophagus. So I have a plastic bottle. I've got a cap on this. This is going to represent the cardioesophageal sphincter before we get to our stomach. I just have this other cup here to hold it up. So my tongue is really good at manipulating my food and making sure it's the correct positioning for this swallowing reflex. So before we get to our esophagus has no digestive function. It's literally just a tube that connects it to your stomach. Hello, Norman. So, my tongue would be pushing my food from my mouth into the esophagus. And my esophageal sphincter, or cardial esophageal sphincter, connects it to the stomach. Now, through the process of peristalsis, food gets pushed down. So I'm squeezing, hope you can see that, the food through my esophagus into the stomach. Good stuff. Now, for sake of time here, you would continue to swallow your food, push it down the esophagus, and into the stomach. Somebody else wants this in his stomach. He doesn't think it's gross at all, you guys. Come on. All right. All right, so now, once all of the food has left your esophagus, okay, and emptied into your stomach, your stomach begins the next phases of digestion. So, few things, okay? There is acid in your stomach, hydrochloric acid being released. You've got those, you have pepsinogen, which reacts with the hydrochloric acid to create pepsin, which is going to begin breaking down the proteins. But your stomach also continues to mechanically break down the food into smaller bits by this sort of rhythmic turning and squeezing. At this point, when it is this liquidy, sloshy mix of food, this is called chyme. No longer a bolus of food, but we got chyme in here. Now, your stomach does chemical digestion with the acids and protein digestion in particular using pepsin. And the next stage is to go to the small intestine, the duodenum next. So you have the very important pyloric sphincter, which I will cut into here to go into my small intestine. Now, at the very start, so this is representing my small intestine, it's just a pantyhose. At the very start of my small intestine, the very beginning here, is the duodenum. And in the duodenum is where our accessory organs, the liver and pancreas, are going to secrete their digestive juices, bile, pancreatic enzymes, all of those important things you need to continue down chemical digestion of food. And then it'll pass through the length of the intestine. This is obviously very short. If I could find a 22-foot pantyhose, that would be a better, more accurate representation. But we gotta make do. So, I don't have a great system here for our bile to be inserted in, so we'll just do our best. But to get it nice and mixed, I'm gonna add it to the stomach, but really it goes into the duodenum, not the stomach. I picked green. Usually we represent our gallbladder as being green. And is our chyme a really nice color. Again, this does not happen in the stomach, it happens in the duodenum. So, when it's ready, the pyloric sphincter would slowly release its digestive contents into the duodenum. And those substances would get into my small intestine. Oops. This is at the point when I would have a student volunteer hold my pantyhose for me. Can you guys see this? Now, I hope you notice what's happening in the tray as these substances are moving into the small intestine. It's not all staying in the pantyhose. Entered into my small intestine, my digestive substances. At this point we call it chyme. I want you guys to notice this loveliness that's happening here. All of this liquid seeping out. This, imagine, is all of the good, yummy, delicious stuff that is going into my bloodstream. So if you can't see, this tray here is labeled bloodstream. This is what I want out of my digestive tract. And my small intestine is really long, okay? And it gives it plenty of time for all of the good stuff to get absorbed. So through the process of peristalsis and segmentation, which segmentation is mixing, it would be taking this, splitting it in two, and then taking that, splitting it in two, this sort of action. And what that does is it continues to mix up the food. Also, the muscles continue to do peristalsis and rhythmically squeeze your digestive contents down the entire tract till it reaches your large intestine. Now, your large intestine and small intestine are pretty much continuous with each other. Your ileocecal valve make sure that your species basically in the large intestine don't backtrack. But the point of the small intestine is to absorb nutrients. We've done that here. The point of the large intestine is to absorb extra water. So over here, here's my large intestine, let's say the end of this. I have paper towels, and I'm going to soak up as much of the excess water, the excess liquid in here as possible. I want to dry out my feces. Okay? We don't want to have runny feces. We need nice, solid excretions. Got some more paper towels. Let's get this all nice and dry. Okay. Now, once you reach the end of the road here, we get to the rectum and the anus. Now, my pantyhose don't have an anus in them yet, but I will create one. So, I have my toilet here, and the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm gonna cut an anus, and we're gonna view our final product here at the very end. Lovely. This that ends up in the toilet, right, at the very end, is the undigested, the unabsorbed material. The stuff that goes to your cells in your body is here in my bloodstream. This stuff is just the things that your body didn't need or didn't absorb. We've got sloughed off cells, we've got bacteria, and we have excess water and undigestible food. Maybe bits of corn or something in there. And that's what ends up being left over at the end. Now obviously this isn't the same thing as feces. I did not chemically break down any of this food with the same enzymes that you normally would use. But there you have it, my digestive system demo. I hope you were mildly entertained, and I'm gonna let Norm help me clean some of this up. Thanks guys.